This is our Douglas fir plant out. There was also some grand fir planted out, but I didn't make it. But why did we decide to grow our seedlings? Because we wanted to avoid bringing new pathogens and existing pathogens to the state of Hawaii. But besides the things that you can see, the insects, the slugs, the wasps, the bees, the frogs, all that, there's other things that you can't see. And primarily it was because of this Phytophthora ramorum that we decided we were not going to bring in bare root seedlings or seedlings from the mainland United States, because in the Pacific Northwest there's that disease, sudden oak death, and they've done studies where they took the native Hawaiian plants over to the labs, or they did research on it, and it was found that Acacia coa was a potential host and could be affected by it. Ohelo and Pukiave, which are native species, they could also be affected by it. So that was one of the main reasons we didn't want to bring that in. We purchased seed, clean seed, pure seed from a reputable seed source. In order to germinate the seed, we have to cold stratify it. So soak it in water for maybe 24 hours, 12 to 24 hours, and then put it in the refrigerator for about 2 weeks to 2 months, depending on the species. And then after that, we sow it in the greenhouse, either a community pot if we didn't have time, or direct sown into dibble tubes. And for this project, we didn't use the first cell because there is a first cell, but we went with a bigger tube because we were trying to make bigger seedlings. And we were fortunate to have Dr. Anthony Davis help us this time around, and he actually works out of Idaho, and which is the university that actually printed this. They published it, and so this is what I was using. So it's a growing regime for container grown Douglas fir seedlings by David L. Winnie and Cass Dumrose. So we were fortunate to have Anthony helping us now. And so let's see. So we've sowed it out, and everything germinated really well. As I said before, the noble fir, it germinated, but it just sat there, and it grew about this tall, and it looks like a little knob with spines sticking out. And the grand fir actually looks like it might grow. So those were the ones that we tried because of the marketing study basically. But the Doug fir did fairly well. And so they were growing well in the nursery. We had to cover them because the main problems we had out at Waimea, which it could happen anywhere, but we did it out at Waimea because my nursery's in Hilo. It's too low, it's too hot. But at Waimea, it's about 2,600 feet elevation. It's cool. It's usually pretty dry, and there's wind, so you get good aeration. But there's birds. Birds will come and pull your seedlings out as soon as they pop up. They'll come and pull them out just to check it out. And then there'll be slugs that come in, or insects that come in, which are okay. You can spray for that. But this last time around, we had a problem with mice, field mice. So you have to really be vigilant. You can't just sow it in your nursery and then come back expecting everything to be fine, because I'd come back and 50% of the seedlings were gone when they were about this tall. So that was a bummer. And so then we start off with a lot of seedlings so that we can have some, at the end you'll have enough seedlings to plant out. But one of the problems we had in the nursery was water control. So I guess the Doug fir is kind of a drought tolerant species, and it doesn't like to be really wet. So then we had problems with that. So you have problems with all kinds of things. So I think one of the main things that we came away with is to identify the cause of your problem so you can know how to deal with it. And I think, sorry, let's see. Yeah, so the selection of your source is good because of the, Oh yeah, cool. Okay. So the selection of your seeds is really important because we try to match it up from where the seed came from to where it's going to be planted. So we try to get things from the coastal areas where it's not snowy and really cold, something that's suited to Hawaii. But we did try a lot of different seed sources to see what would grow. These seedlings are pretty good. I'm happy with them, I guess. They could be greener, but they look pretty good. But the first cells are like about this tall, and they're smaller, but these are bigger. So this is what we're going to plant out today.